This is a floor stack China wall mini solo duo base, and it's going to be very nice and very easy. Keep in mind, everything shown here is on a single TC that we break in the starter base and put upstairs that is double walled up there. But the reason I did that is because you can just add any sort of anti-takeover normal external TCs afterwards, because if you didn't notice with the upcoming patch, it looks like our favorite external TCs are coming back. That roof patch is going to get undone. So we're just going to be able to break normal TCs with the double half wall on the roof there. And that means all of the bunkers that were also patched are also going to be back on the menu. And it's going to be very nice and very easy. But this is just one of these style build arounds where it's kind of like a 4x3 and a 2x1 core there. And then you can do it with like a 4x4 shooting floor up there on a 2x2. But since it's floor stack, we kind of remove all of the weaknesses and we don't have to use deployables to block our gaps. And it's going to be very nice and very easy. Coming around in the mini China wall shell here, you can use these for bedrooms or whatever you want. I just have it as a 2-wall layer, so if they don't want to jump up and over and get caught by the turrets, they have to break 2 walls of stone on the metal foundation. And you can put an oil refinery here, but that's going to block your angles and give somewhere for grubs to hide in. But just coming up in the 2x1 is going to be very nice and very easy. Just standard 2x1 stuff here. If I could make the jump because my sensitivity's changed. And we just have some peaks in here. We have some 4 boxes and a bit more boxes up there, and a workbench and sort of like a working area right here. And we jump up over here into our bunkered starter base area. That's also very nice and very easy, standard 2x1 looking stuff here. And I'm getting pushed. And notice we don't have any loot or TCs in here. You could just replace this with some depot boxes and furnaces or anything like that. And then of course, you would break your bunker, come up here, and this is your jump up. It's not that bad to do a starter, it's really easy. And then we have a jump up here to our other floor, as well as some more depot boxes up here. Then we have that same jump up right here from our front door with more angles down in everywhere. And the angles are not that good on this. I don't know why I did this. You don't have to do that. We just have a jump up here into the 3rd or 4th floor here, which we have our TC where we replace everything with our large battery. We have some bedrooms here, and then we have a ladder hatch straight up here. You don't have to use this, but you can. I like to use it just to keep this entrance in the 2x1. And then coming over here, you have the floor stack shooting floor. And since we don't need the stupid lights right here, because it's floor stack, we could put a frame right here, and it goes right under there, and then that blocks everything. You could use a floor too if you so choose. And that'll give you less angles, but also less angles for them to just rocket you on. But it's really nice and easy. And we have turrets right here, and we have jump ups on this side. And on the turret roof peaks, again, very old school style, but with the floor stack, there is another layer right here, so they can't just boom down into your actual base. You have to knock one out and still go into the shooting floor anyway with those turrets. And then you can also add turret pods up here, anything like that. We have a bedroom right here. These are very nice. I know a lot of people don't like them because they get grenades chucked down on them, but you know, you could hear that pin drop and move out of the way. So it's going to be very nice and very easy, very easy. Super easy to build. We're going to start with the floor stack this time because you can do it after it's been built, but since we need them to perfectly connect together with stability, I don't want anybody giving any crazy comments just because they're having a hard time connecting the floors on the top. And you don't need to be precise at all. You can just go up on the ramp right here because we're not expecting any crazy bunkers or anything where we need a nice tight gap. So we're just going to do one low, one high, break that. Then we're going to start our 2x1 just like this. And I put the wrong piece right there because again, my stability, my DPI settings, redo those. And that's all we're going to need to do. We're going to start the 2x1 like this. And then we're going to get a door down here. Whatever you want to do, get your double door down here. You have one sort of semblance of an airlock there. And then with this piece right here, we're going to back this up, demolish this. And then we're going to go square, triangle, square, square, square. Just like that. Then we're going to demolish everything but these 2 squares here. And then we're going to do 2 triangles out like this, and another square, and 2 triangles out like this. And this is important. We're just going to upgrade this one so we have some time so no one shoots it out. And then we're going to demolish all these. We're going to repeat that on the other side by going around with the triangle spam here. And then doing the same 1x3 out here. And bringing this all the way back around. Now we're just going to upgrade these two on the outside here and demolish the center one. Demolish these squares, upgrade just this one right here. Just that one, and then these two right here. We can break all the excess twig here. Keep in mind these are now decaying, but we want to connect that as quick as possible. So we're just going to go out 3 triangles here, 2 squares, and break that one square and then connect it right here. And this is important because if this square was floor stacked, our connection point right here would not connect back to the main. We just need these triangles floor stacked. And now we can upgrade these. And on our non-entrance side, we're going to put a double door and then a full wall up here, just so we can connect our China wall. And then on our entrance core side, we're just going to do 2 full walls. And now we can do 3 half walls, 3 windows. And of course, the Brutalist peak won't be as nice here, but we still can use a vertical window, so it doesn't really matter. Then we'll put a floor up here and then a square frame connecting back there. And again, if this square was floor stacked, this would not connect back to the core even though the frame is touching it. Getting my DPI settings right. It's too high for some reason, and then now it's too low. Now we have that back to the core, and now these squares aren't decaying, but these are decaying. So now we're just going to want to connect these here. I like to do the doors right here on the side where it's not touching the square. So you have 2 entrances. And again, you can use these as bedrooms instead of having a double wall, but we're just going to do it like this, like the intro. You can customize this however you want. And now our whole China wall is not decaying. Now once we have this, we're going to start building out the core. We're going to build around, have a standard bunker right here. That's why we did the double half walls here. You could do a frame with the grill, so it gives no stability to your spiral staircase, or I just like to use furnaces. And I like to do them freehand so it faces me and it looks cooler. Just like that. And then we could do either a single door or double door there, double door here. Just like that. And then this is going to be facing towards the triangles like this with a single door. So we have an unsplashable spiral stair bunker there. I accidentally made that one twig, and then we're just going to do a window right here with the floor at half height to jump up on. You can do a floor at half height, furnaces, or a ladder hatch, whatever you want to do. I'm going to put the frame there, and we're just going to do a single door exit. Now that we have that going on, you obviously would have like a twig jump up right here. We're going to honeycomb the TC side only, right here, the TC side, just so it's 2 walls early game. And then this side, we're going to have 2 garage doors or double door garage door to jump up. And then now we could add this triangle honeycomb here. And you're pretty much always screwed with those triangle floors because they act like squares when rated. That's the triangle floor bug, if you didn't know. So because the way this is facing, it'll be like if we put a square here. So it'll be splashed. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's why you always want to upgrade those triangle floors pretty much to metal or the grade above if they're in a precarious area, but it doesn't matter right here. In this spot right here, we're just going to do a single window. Hard side facing us with a floor like this. And then we'll have a double door here and a double door here. and that's going to be up into our open core. And then on these sides, because they're more likely to get full rocketed, because they know it's only a 2-layer. You can use them as honeycomb, but I don't like to because I literally always get rocketed from the long way of the 2x1. But do whatever you want to do. We're going to do a half wall right here, low ramps on each side. And that way we can put our boxes there, and we're going to do 2 triangle floors there and double door frame there. And we're going to do a jump up over here, and we're going to seal this long way off, 1 more floor up for 3 stories of double wall. Now right here we do want a another window and 2 windows right here. This is just going to be the peek across and down into there. And then we want a floor up to where our TC will be moved to. And we're just gonna seal this up, and then we'll have a jump up right over here on this side. You don't need both to get up into the core. You could just choose one if you so choose. And we're just going to do a half wall up here just to sort of block everything there. And now at this point, you're probably going to want to jump up into your bunker and destroy your TC. Now we have the resources to move it upwards. We're going to break that. Put whatever you want down in that space, vending machine, fridge, anything you want to do, just to decoy the raiders down in there. And now we're going to replace it up here. And this is going to be the TC room here, and it's going to be double walled like this. And this side right here, you can use a battery. And again, I like to do these double walled. You could put some stuff in the honeycomb, but I always get that exploited whenever I use those windows when it's just 2 layers on the 2x1 like that. And then you could wrap around with garage doors here. Seal this up, and I like to do the square jump up right here. Again, you could do it. You do it right here if you want, but then you just kind of want to use a ladder hatch so you're not going to be able to put a doorway up there, but we'll just do it like this, and then we'll put our square ladder hatch right here. Seal this up, and this up, and then we could do windows all around or not all around, depending on what you want to do. In the intro, I just had all of these in the back wall sealed. You can just do it like this for right now. Once you have this nice tall buildup, you can plop down here, break your legs, and then we'll get a second door going here for a single door airlock right there, and then a double door or garage door here. And I like to do the window here because your turrets are going to be right here and right here. So you could use glass to pull it off, and then they'll be shot if they're in your first airlock, or you could just leave it with a regular embrasure and they'll still be shot. So you put one turret right here. Again, very old school style. It's not the best like turret pod or anything, but with the floor stack, it's going to be nice for our shooting floor. And again, you can use bedrooms right here if you want, but we're just going to wall everything off here double. And at this point, when you double those, you're going to want to use sheet metal foundations because it's going to be 2 layers of stone, 1 layer of metal. And you can't put that inside wall there, but it's just extra upkeep. Now, we're not going to be able to do that because it's floor stacked. So, it's supposed to come up here, build a jump up right here where you do this. Doesn't matter, but we just need to go ahead and seal all of these off. And don't fall in that honeycomb. And then do these as metal. Now we can demolish that. Put a window right here. go right here. And like sometimes I like to do the back side metal. It doesn't matter. You could do it just stone. And then from this point on, we're just going to do double door frames all the way here, not on top of the square. We're going to keep that open because we're going to float a double door frame from the floor stack over there. And once we do all of it from the inside right here, a single layer, I'll sort of just no clip and show you. We have all of this right here, and I put one extra one, and then we're just going to upgrade these to stone. Take a little bit of ladder in our parkour and on a regular server, but it's not that bad. Very standard peak stuff here. And then we'll just continue up right here. But for above the squares, we're going to float 2 triangles over here and stick one like that floating. That's on the same floor stack plane, because if you tried to do it without it, you would get this weird level that's not a full height of anything. So again, for the above the square, we're going to float it over and go like that. Same thing here, float this over with 2 frames, and then those would be twig, and you would break those. And now you can push this all the way up to your shooting floor. And now you can highlight the squares right here, and then 3 triangles right here for your roof peaks, single triangle, square. And now before, where a lot of older bases would use the siren lights, because it's floor stack, you could just put a frame right there, and now there's no pushing, dropping, or laddering through any of that gap. And now you have this all sealed up without with the building block. It's not a deployable or anything like that. And you can do windows right here, but I like to do full walls because it's going to be pretty open right here. If you're doing windows, I would recommend just doing floors right here. That way you don't have a ton of angles for them to just launch rockets up and HV you. But we'll just do walls and floors like the intro. And then very standard stuff here, 3 half wall, 3 window. And you can still use Brutalist, just use the vertical embrasure. It's really not that bad. And if you didn't notice, there's a small hole right here. And you see the laser dropping, there's a single pixel, you can shoot through that small hole. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I knew that. Anyway, we're just gonna double up right here, double door, then single door. Put the frame up there, and then we'll have a furnace jump up. If you don't want to put the turrets on that triangle floor frame, you can put the turrets under here. They have very similar coverages, but you're going to need fantastic. You can't put the turrets right there. I don't know, I had a crazy lag spike. You can't put the turrets under here on a half wall. Keep in mind that's going to be a lot taller, so you're going to need either a box or something right here that's going to allow you to jump up here. And I can't make the jump, of course, when I'm recording. If you don't want to put the turrets right there, but it doesn't matter which side you put them on. Again, it's just kind of like a revamp of an old school base. And I think it's very nice and very easy. So we're going to do double single. And then put a furnace right here. I'm a furnace jump up enjoyer. You don't have to be. And then once you come up here on top of this, you're just going to be able to do 4x3 of floors like this. You got a floor stack, your original 2x1 core, so it's 2 layers, and then you could do 2 low walls right here. Then standard roof stuff right here, just for some wide angles. And then you can put like another bedroom up here. What happened right there, and then you can make turret pods like this. And again, this is solo duo, so if you're getting HV rocket rated by the 9-man, you better be online. Otherwise, it's not going to matter anyway. And again, that's all you need to do, and you could upgrade everything from the outside here. As you can see, it's only 2 walls, and then you could upgrade everything from the inside here. You could reach every single thing, and I like to do a floor right here for more shelves. Again, this is not necessary. It's usually just to block that window. You could do a frame if you want more peaks. You want actual like peak right here, but it's kind of annoying. So I just usually use a floor and put some boxes up there on each side. But when you have that floor, there's pretty much no, I mean, there's kind of a peak right here, but then you can do a ramp in there, put some boxes in there, and you still kind of have a peak. Very nice and very easy floor stack mini China wall base. And the last thing you would need to do is just put your barricades here. And obviously you just do that with twig first. Stick a barricade right in there, break the twig. This one doesn't need any twig. You could just line that up right here. Same thing here. And then make sure you have your turrets. Do that all the way around. Very nice and very easy.